Hi there, and welcome to the Tab Metric Mile Race Day edition of Top End Track Talk. I'm Andrew O'Toole, and this Saturday will be day 5 of the Great Northern Darwin Cup Carnival, with the running of the Metric Mile backed by Tab, the feature. The 27th of July is the date for what appears on paper to be an excellent day of racing yet again. The Tab Metric Mile and the Allura Gardens Nursery Flying Sprint are the last chances for horses to force their way into the field for the Great Northern Darwin Cup and, of course, the Bet365 Palmerston Sprint respectively, so the pressure is right on. The first race gets underway at 1:37 p.m. Northern Territory time and is the Great Northern Brewing Company Handicap, a 0 to 58 event over 1,200 metres. My numbers in the first are 4, 7, 6 and 1. I'm going here with number 4, Allspice, Sonia Wiseman for Dick Leach. I didn't think this horse went a bad race last time out. I think the 1,000 metres was on the short side for Allspice. The step up to the 1,200 should suit, and I can see this horse getting home strongly over the concluding stages. I've got it on top here, number 4. Ahead of number 7, Ruth's Boy, been racing well for Neil Dyer. It's Terry Treichel in the saddle, a win, and then a good second the other day behind Hatton Man are the credentials for Ruth's Boy and should be right in the party. And for third, number 6, Toffiato, Greg Connor and Ray Viger, the combination. 2 good seconds its last 2 starts in Darwin behind Kronos and Hurry Home Harry. And my fourth selection, number 1, McIntyre. 4, 7, 6 and 1 in the day's opener. The second, the 10 Darwin Fanny Bay Classic, one of the features of the day. It's for the 3-year-olds. It's over 1,200 metres and $40,000 up for grabs. My numbers here, 2, 3, 1 and 5. Number 2 on top for me, another bit. The Gary Clark stable, Brendan Davis in the saddle. This combination really hit its straps last week here with a double. And another bit on the 13th of July. That was day 2 of the carnival. Really impressed. Absolutely bolted in a 3-year-old class 6. And even though it's drawn the outside here of the 7 runners, I can see it hitting the front early and being very hard to run down. 2 on top for me. Ahead of the horse it beat last time out, number 3, Bar Gem for Normie Bracken. Normie had a win last week with Clever Tommy. And Raymond Viger takes the mount here, as he did last week on Clever Tommy. This horse is drawn nicely in barrier 2. Should be right there the whole way and will give another bit plenty of opposition. In for third, number 1, Mandata, Sonia Wiseman for Dick Leach, having its second start back in Darwin after a term of racing in the red centre. Should be improved for that first up run. And my fourth selection, number 5, Go Gold Coast. 2, 3, 1 and 5 in the second. The third's the Allura Gardens Nursery Flying Sprint, as we mentioned earlier. This race, the winner of this race rather, gets a ballot exemption into the $135,000 Bet365 Palmerston Sprint on day 7 of the carnival. Of course, it's for the open sprinters over the 1,100 metres and a really good competitive field lining up here. My numbers 6, 7, 4 and 3. Number 6 on top for me, I'm Too Hot, from the Gary Clark team again, and Brendan Davis in the saddle. Had just the 1 start in Darwin, finished 3rd behind Street Life. That was on Rowant Day. So Gary's been pretty patient with this horse, waiting until this Saturday to unveil it again. The 1,100 metres might be a touch on the far side, but I think I'm Too Hot can get the job done. Number 6 on top for me. Ahead of number 7, Torchbearer. Very impressive winning last time out for Carl Spry. Carl rode on that occasion. Wayne Davis takes the mount on Saturday with the 54 kilograms. Will be very hard to beat again. In for third, number 4, Nakoko. Now, Nakoko's won this race the last 2 years, and he needs to win again on Saturday to force his way into the Palmerston. Of course, he won the Palmerston 2 years ago and was second last year to Captain Punch. He'll race well. And my fourth selection, number 3, the impressive winner from last week, Clever Tommy. 6, 7, 4 and 3. The fourth's the Tab Maiden, obviously for the non-winners over 1,100 metres. And my numbers here, 9, 1, 8 and 6. I'm going here with number 9, Madam St Clair, trained by Scott Westover at Alice Springs. Mitchell Aiken in the saddle. Really good run the other day behind another bit, I thought. Hit the line strongly. That was 1,100 metres. This is 1,100, but there's no another bits in this race. And I think Madam St Clair can get the chocolates. Number 9 on top. Ahead of number 1, Beer Mint, knocking on the door for Heather Lehman. Jared Todd in the saddle. 2 seconds its last 2 starts. Excuse me. In for third, number 8, Frilly Design. Bought out of the Alice Springs sale in 2017 as a yearling. Sonia Wiseman for Gary Clark, trialled earlier this week and trialled nicely. And my fourth selection, number 6, Aggression. 9, 1, 8 and 6. In the fifth, the Cancer Council NT Handicap, bay 0 to 66 over 1,100 metres. My numbers are 1, 5, 8 and 11. Going here with the top weight, number 1, So Stoic. Barry Huppert's for Chris Pollard. Really thought its last start effort for second behind Love Club was the sign of a future winner. He's a pretty talented galloper, is So Stoic. I've got him on top here to return to winning form. Ahead of number 5, Patriot Day from the Clark stable. Kimmy Gladwin in the saddle. Fourth the other day was a good effort in the 0 to 66 over 1100 metres. Got stuck wide the whole way, and to finish fourth I thought was a pretty fair performance. In for third, number 8, Hurry Home Harry. Has had a stable change now in the stable of Phil Cole. Jared Todd in the saddle, drawn awkwardly but racing well. My fourth selection, number 11, Evil Dreams. 1, 5, 8 and 11. Race 6 is the feature. It's the Tab Metric Mile, $50,000 up for grabs over the 1600 metres, of course. And this one gives the winner ballot exemption into the Great Northern Darwin Cup on Monday week. Excellent field parading here for this event. My numbers 3, 11, 8 and 10. I'm going here with number 3, Embley from the Kerry Petrick stable. Paul Denton in the saddle. He's had the 2 starts in Darwin for 2 excellent seconds behind Backslap, and then the other day in the Chief Ministers behind Ash Gray. He's a really impressive type, this son of High Chaparral, and even though he's in the field for the Darwin Cup, I'm sure he'll race really well as a lead up to that event. 3 on top for me. Ahead of number 11, and we go over the page to Sky Punch. Chris Caserta, the lightweight jockey from Victoria. He takes the mount here for Michael Hickmott. And Sky Punch has had 2 runs in Darwin. His first up effort was a good 7th and 3rd the other day in that same race behind Ash Gray, the Chief Ministers. Didn't get all favours there, and I thought he hit the line really well. He's a dark horse and he needs to win to get into the Cup. In for third, number 8, and that is Gracious Prospect. He's also in the same boat. He needs a win to ensure himself a start. Neil Dyer and Terry Treichel, the combination, and this horse racing tremendously well. He's won his last 2 over 1600 metres, including the Toyota Cup just the other week, and he'll be right in the party. And my fourth selection, number 10, and that is Downhearted. 3, 11, 8 and 10 in the 6th. And in the last, the top-end line markers handicap, it's the 0 to 70, also over 1600 metres. My numbers are 3, 6, 7 and 1. 3 on top for me, Cashing Up. It was a really good win last week for Kim Gladwin and trainer Phil Cole. That was a 0 to 66 over this trip. Steps up in grade a little bit, but I don't see any reason why it can't repeat the dose. Really good win the other day. 3 on top for me. Ahead of number 6, Yen Harb from the Stephen Brown stable, Mitchell Aiken in the saddle. I didn't mind its run the other day. Its first run for some 33 months, would you believe? So it should certainly have derived some improvement. It'll be hitting the line strongly. In for third, number 7, Super Veloce. Good run the other day behind Cashing Up and finishing 4th. Paul Denton for Paula Tremworth, and my fourth selection, number 1, Mazzaro. 3, 6, 7 and 1 in the last. The best bet of the day comes up in race 2, number 2, Another Bit. Race 2, number 2, Another Bit. He's a speedy customer. He'll jump from the outside gate and go straight across and lead, and I can see him winning again. While my best roughie on the day, race 1, number 9, Fire and Vice. Race 1, number 9, Fire and Vice. Well, that wraps up this edition of Top End Track Talk, but we'll be back in advance of day 6 of the carnival. Of course, that's Darwin Corporate Park race day, which is set down for Wednesday, the 31st of July. In the meantime, good luck and good punting.